Oi, you know what time it is? You're tuned in listening to That Aussie Metal Guy. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of his content when it drops. And remember, stay brutal, you mad dogs. Roof.
G'day, legends. It is That Aussie Metal Guy here again with Crank.com. Today, I'm absolutely stoked to be joined by Chad and Pouyan from the iconic post-hardcore pioneers, Scary Kids, Scaring Kids. These guys were at the forefront of the 2000s scene, helping shape the sound and community that is still thriving and growing today. Now, after years of influencing a generation and with the spirit of their late frontman Tyson Stevens ever present, they're back and bringing the fire on their upcoming tour, a double dose of post-hardcore Euphoria. I can already see the karate kicks all over Australia as well with this one, with, of course, A Skylit Drive. And we're getting to dive into the 2007 self-titled album. Thank you so much for joining me, guys.
Thanks for having us. Quite the intro, Jai. That was great, man. Thank you.
Yeah, got to put the effort into the intro, guys. You guys put the effort into the music and everything else, so I really do appreciate it, mate. The latest single, I will dive into the album, but the latest single, State of Disrepair, is an absolute ripper, guys. Tell me all about it.
Yeah, that one's a lot of fun. So, Chad, maybe you can talk about the writing about it, and I'll talk about the lyrics or whatever.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to write something more along the lines of kind of what we did a little bit back in the day, a little bit more thrashy, faster paced, some riffage in there. That solo at the end, love that. That's just totally some vibes that we would just totally do back in the day. So really kind of just bringing it back to the energy that we had when we were much younger.
Totally. Yeah. And we got to write this one on vocals with Paul Rose. Paul Rose. So with all the new songs on the album, rather than replacing Tyson outright, to date, we've been writing with a lot of other vocalists who we really respect, who have been a part of Scary Kids' story. And, in a lot of these cases, we're friends with Tyson. Paul is a really close friend of Chad's, who Chad's been in bands with and who we know and has fronted for the band. Plays out of Florida. This song is specifically about kind of being out there on kind of on a journey, not really knowing where it's going, and in whatever struggle that is, and trying to find your way through it.
Yeah, it's really a heartfelt single, and I have enjoyed diving back into your music when I seen this announcement. I forgot how good you guys bloody were, and that self-titled album was an absolute ripper. It is a standout. How does it feel to be bringing that album back to Australia, but also yourselves after all these years, especially with this album as the centerpiece for it all?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun on this album, especially because we've never played some of these songs live back in the day. So now playing the entire album from start to finish, it was interesting just having to like relearn what we wrote back in the day. And I don't know, it's been a lot of fun doing it, and I feel like we have been doing it justice, and it sounds great to me at least.
Yeah, it sounds great in my ears too. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I really can't wait for you guys to get back down under. And that 2007 self-titled album was definitely a defining moment, not just for you guys, but for the post-hardcore genre as well. What do you remember most about this moment in time for you guys and creating this record?
Yeah, what comes to mind for me is a writing session when we were writing this album. So we were starting to get a little traction. People were starting to show up at the shows. I think we'd recently just signed with RCA, and for the first time ever, we were able to seclude ourselves for a writing session. And we went out to Desert Hot Springs, which is in the Joshua Tree Palm Springs area in California. And for about a month and a half, we just sat down. It was a beautiful, like round, total hippie house. There was a studio out back that you'd kind of like walk through a few cacti to get to. So we'd wake up at our own pace, and about 3 or 4 until late into the next morning, we would just be writing. And then we'd wake up, have a pot of coffee together, and do it again. And I think that was the best music writing experience that I've ever had, and would love. It's like it was just probably the best creative experience of my life that I would love to get to have again. So that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. It was like getting an Airbnb for an entire month. in the middle of the desert, but it's just being focused on just writing whatever comes out. And we would take like breaks. Not all of us would be out there all at once too. Like
Mhm.
a few of us we'd take a break on doing some writing together, and we'd like me and Pouyan would go in and play some Final Fantasy for a bit.
Yeah.
And while we're doing that, Steve and Tyson were in there writing specific songs like Star-Crossed Lovers. Like they were out there writing that song. And I don't know, it was just such a good time doing that. I really want to do that again.
DJ and I listening to Regina Spektor at like 9 a.m. with a pot of coffee.
Dude, how how good is Regina Spektor though to start your bloody day, mate? Some coffee
Oh
and the
my God, the
sunrise, and what an
best.
amazing voice, eh?
The absolute best. The absolute best.
And I suppose times like that, you just kind of go through it, and it's not till you get a chance to sit back and reflect and go, "Wow, that was an amazing time in my life." It's like anything, you kind of go through it, you
Totally.
just deal with it, and it's not till these times that you go, "Hey, now I get to look back and process on that time of my life." And it was such a great album, and I've talked to a few artists about this. I talked to Mark Lopes, who's coming over with doing the Sign of the Hammer for Man of War at the moment. And you guys at that time, this album was really an impactful album, and it is an album that can be played in full, but it's kind of hard because it's right on that edge now that once all those digital platforms coming in, people aren't digesting albums like they are, and it's sad because if that album come out now, it probably wouldn't get the airplay or the recognition that it deserves, and be able to do these tours playing these albums.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
definitely. Especially because like our albums are very like diverse. It's not just like the same sound throughout the whole album. We're going from an acoustic song to this super high energy butt rock song, and then we're playing a piano song right after that. And just like if we were in the age of singles back then none of these songs would even have been heard, which is it's a bummer because I'm such an album guy. Like I will find an album and then I will play nothing but that album for a good solid 2 months, and I'll be like, okay, what's next? And I'll find an album
That's
that, that's my next one that I just totally obsess over.
That's because how we grew up, isn't it? Listening to
Yep.
albums and digesting whole albums. You go down to the record store, you'd hear one song off it, you grab the album, and you go on a journey. And that's one thing I like about whole albums and listening to whole albums. And when these tours come around, you get to go on a journey with these artists with these really impactful albums, and that's what it's about.
Yeah. I remember having to push fast forward to skip a song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I still got tape cassettes back here. I wish I kept them all, or even the old CD Walkmans. I had an old
Oh
CD
yeah.
Walkman as well.
Totally. Yeah. I remember back in the day I had this Boy Sets Fire little tape, and it was just a sample of their After the Eulogy. Like I think it was two songs, like one on each side. Um I loved it. I love that
Oh,
stuff. Having the Walkman at high school, just put it in your back giant Jinko jean pocket.
yeah, mowing the lawn with Ministry on my bloody little tape cassette Walkman there as well. That was always the go. And those albums, like they still impact so much, and that's why especially this album impacts so much with the listeners and with your fans as well.
Yeah, it's good to have it on vinyl finally because I think that's how people listen to vinyls. That's how people should listen to this album. So it's really cool to be able to create that and give that kind of to this record.
Yeah, and you can't go past Tyson's legacy. It is so deeply connected to this album. How do you approach these songs now, and bringing them into a live performance?
Yeah, so when we came back, we really wanted to make sure that that piece was right, right? So
Yep.
we put a lot of thought into it. It took us a lot of time to decide that it was right to come back, and as you're kind of pointing out, like the main key piece was making sure that Tyson's role was honored properly, and we've been really fortunate with that. We initially had Cove Reber, who played in Seosin, and come and fill in, who was a close friend of Tyson's and a close friend of the band's. And more recently, we've swapped into Albert, who's been our permanent full-time live vocalist and really nails, I think really nails Tyson's parts like no other vocalist we've had has, right? A lot of the vocalists we've had before Albert have done what they've done really well to the Scary Kid songs. Albert nails Tyson's vocal range, I think, and style really well. So yeah, we're really grateful to have him. He's our full-time live guy now.
Yeah, I love the way he's definitely honored his legacy as well. Yes, rest in peace to that man as well. Great musician. This album does blend heavy emotional themes with explosive soundscapes. How do these songs hint differently for you now, almost 2 decades later, dude?
It feels good. I mean, back in the day, we never got the chance to play self-titled album front to back, and
Yeah.
being able to play it in sequential order is huge. We've never like these are the longest. The sets that we're going to be coming in November and playing in Australia are going to be the longest sets that we've had a chance to play. So that's really rewarding, right? Like and it allows you like ebbs and flows and more of the slow songs that don't usually have a space in the live show if you're playing for like 30 45 minutes. Now it's like we can give it those beats of like up and downs and really let the full live performance kind of you know have that.
Yeah, and I got to mention, I love the way that you've been bringing these vocalists in as well, and you've been able to kind of do that really well. And that Out of the Light, as you kind of come out there, aptly bloody name as well, is an absolutely so many great vocalists coming in that you guys know, and then through the band and through everything like that, it's amazing to kind of see what's it like working with all these incredible vocalists as well to keep this kind of rolling on.
That's been
Yeah, I mean,
cool.
it's been awesome. We've gotten to do some really cool songs with some old homies that we've,
Yep.
grew up touring with, like Spencer from Under Oath or Matt from Classic Crime. But we've also got to meet new people and get to kind of jam with them and see kind of how they work and how they can help elevate our music. So it's been really cool getting to work with so many different people.
Yeah, and especially those who we really get to kind of like sit down and expand on the vocal and melody writing process. Like, it's great to see each person's different writing style. Like each time you write an album, if you work with a new producer, it's really cool. You build new skill sets and stuff. Now we're seeing the same working with multiple vocalists. It's kind of new insight into each person's process.
Yeah, and the tour is being promoted as a double dose of post-hardcore Euphoria. Can you give us a sense of what fans can expect from the live show this time around?
I really do think it's the best we've sounded. A lot of the guys that we're bringing in as the new performers, they're just locked. They're just these dudes who really know their stuff, and in addition, like our live setup, like the in-ears and all this stuff, we used to play on with monitors, right? Like we used to play off click, and it was just super thrashy and brutal, and that energy's remained, but like it's tighter, and it just feels really good. So
And you guys are sharing the stage with A Skylit Drive, definitely another staple of the scene. What's the energy between like with you guys, and how did this kind of line up come together?
yeah, we haven't had a chance to play a club tour with them before, actually, and I think we've played a couple Warped tours, but we're super amped to see them on stage.
Yeah, well, even that's different, isn't it? Like the environment between a festival show and being able to bring a show like this to some of the places you are. You like playing Brisbane. I'll quickly go through the dates. Friday, 14th of November, the Trifford, which is a great venue. Sydney, Saturday, the 15th at Manning Bar. Sunday, 16th, Melbourne, Max Watts. Coming to my home city, 18th of November, Adelaide Lion Arts Factory. It's a great venue. They're all great venues. And they're like, and rounding out, I have to mention Perth, Wednesday, 19th of November. It must be really good not only to kind of bring these performances to a bit more of an intimate setting as well.
Yeah, totally. I think something that we've really wanted when we came back is like it doesn't matter like whether we're playing like small or massive venues. I think the point is that we should all be really close together, and you should feel the energy, and it should be an intense show, right? Like I basement shows are some of my favorite favorite types of shows. There was a laundromat out here. I live in Los Angeles, a laundromat, and I think the Echo Park area that was hosting shows, and people would play up there. That's my ideal. That's the perfect idea. And I think wherever you are, it has to be tight. It has to feel. Everyone should just be like totally in the zone, singing along, sweaty, brutal, powerful.
Yeah, I love those bloody little venues as well. Looking back at the scene you guys have actually helped shape, how do you view the evolution of post-hardcore today, you know? Are there any other bands or trends catching your attention right now?
Jai, I think sorry, we got a little.
Oh, did it cut out on me there? Looking back
Yeah.
at the scene you guys helped shape, tell me a little bit about how you view the scene at the moment, the post-hardcore scene today, and are there any other bands or trends kind of catching your attention?
I mean, I will always be a fan of Bring Me the Horizon. They just kind of seem to be like pioneers of what's next, you know, always like shaping like their sounds. Like their next album's not going to sound like anything else they've done. And I just totally respect that. Like always taking risks with their music. Um, which I feel like we try to do with the diverse amount of songs that we have, not just playing the one thing or not just making the same album again. We really just, yeah, bands like that I absolutely love. And Sleep Token, you can't have a more original band than that.
Yeah, I just side note quickly, I did catch Sleep Token with Bring Me the Horizon last time they came. I've seen Sleep Token both times, amazing, and Bring Me the Horizon both times they came, great bands.
Dude, unbelievable. Yeah.
Pouyan, did you want to chuck in anything, my friend?
Yeah, man, it's great to hear people taking risks. I think that's it, and I'm just really happy that people are getting excited about this music again, and you're seeing like a lot larger of a community kind of gather around it. It's really exciting to be a part of that.
And it is going to be really exciting to catch this album in full. Do you guys have any last words, shout outs, thank yous, and any messages for Aussie fans who have been waiting for years for this bloody moment? I know there are a few.
Australia's a second home, man. We're just happy to be back. It feels like it. We've never had any more warm welcome than in Australia, and so I'm excited to see all the friendly Australian faces.
Just want to say cheers, big ears.
Damn straight. Everybody get along, sell this one out, and grab some scary kids, scaring kids, chuck it in the stereos, crank it up really bloody loud for the neighbours, and I hope to see you all in the pit in November. Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Oi, you're tuned in to That Aussie Metal Guy, so make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of his sick content. And remember, stay brutal, you legend.